Alright, Ram fam, you know what time it is. It's time to suffer in perpetual torment beyond my mortal comprehension, which is Bloons CT. So let's have a look. Yep, that's definitely Pink being first and winning the entire game. Let's see what everyone's been up to whilst we were busy. Remora made me some chocolate pudding. Just finished eating it. I got my tea. We're all calm and chill, despite the perpetual suffering, but that comes, you know, with existing. You get used to it. Let's have a look. That time's interesting. Oh, that score. Oh, not beating that one. Of course, they probably degraded being 10 hours, but still, if they can take it back with 5, we're kind of donezo, but it probably shouldn't matter. 15? Jeez. No, that one took me ages. Oh, that's not hard. That one's a lazy one. I'm pretty sure we've done better than that. And here's Edipe, our hero. Oh, you're doing more points than Peak? Oh, geez, I might have to make Edipe one of the assistant mayors after that. We're doing this time attack, weren't we? Oh no, it's the Lich. So what are we working with? Almost nothing. Alright. Yep, so a whole lot of nothing. Marching boots. Now, this can be really good. But I don't really need to spend the trophies. Like, second place is essentially locked in, right? All that matters is we just take tiles and hold second place. But let's see if we can take camouflaged. Which we use Storm Monkey. This guy. I'm pretty sure that guy, right? So we can do this on the cheap. I'm fairly certain. Just chuck that guy down there. Purposely lose some lives. And yeah, woke up with a headache this morning, so streaming a lot late after having to figure that out and get some stuff done. Now, we don't have Alchemist Touch, so we should probably get the other Druid up and running, and then get Elite Defender. Oh, but then what does he do about the steals? Maybe that's why I had this guy. Oh yeah, that's right. I had this guy and him. No. I had Darling and I had this guy. They're leaking. Oh, they're getting through. Oh, come on. Yeah, I think that's enough. Anyway, it's been a real chill day. Eventually got my lime coke. Apparently everyone's got lime coke now. So it must just be another limited edition run. There's also berry coke too, so I got that as well. Other than that, I was sort of feeling a bit down that there was no games I really wanted to purchase during the Steam summer sale. Just nothing really, tickled my fancy. It's one thing to have too many games in your backlog to play, and then there's another of just not having any you're interested in. But I guess I can't say much being a Bloons TD player now, can I? Perhaps there is no better game than Bloons TD. Maybe this is like video games perfect. I got a feeling we're not going to destroy that Moab. I mean, we might. Oh yeah, we can. We want this for the camo steels and camo ceramic rounds, just to help, put damage down line. But yeah, when we're not playing this game and working, we're doing some creative writing exercises. I think creative writing is very fun. It helps you articulate, especially with someone like me, with such a distorted mind, very disorganized. Articulation really helps. Used to do it when I was a much younger Ram, but real life, probably, I think I lost my creative writing passion when I lost my innocence as a child. just kind of went away with that. So coming back to it, you know, it's a bit like a trip down memory lane in a way. And there's like many pathways of writing you can go, but I think when you're trying to get into writing, the best way is to just do it. I think some people worry too much about following a structure, but you could just write a draft and then make the draft work in a structure when you go to revise it, right? And I think in one of my many musings, I was thinking of just not even following a structure, because I feel like if you are someone who's an avid reader or someone who just enjoys storytelling, you should kind of already have a good idea with your intuition how a story or your story should go. And I think some people get too hung up about, oh, it needs to start like this, it needs to be like this. You know, if I was to write a story right now, it'd probably be a 4-act structure, to be honest with you. I enjoy, although the 3-act structure is like really commonplace, I like the idea of the climax going down, going up again, then going down for a final time, or maybe it's just all downhill, you know. But even then, why follow an act structure? Just literally write the story and then, you know, see if it gels. I don't think we need really anything else to beat this map, right? We've got all our bases covered. We got pushback, lead pop. We got flow control, lead pop, camo detection. Or, you know, camo shooting. Same with this guy. So we got some redundant effects, but I think they're enough. You know, given the stuff or relics we've got. I should also probably not be clicking the banana button because it gives us life and this guy's attack speed gets slower. That's right. The enemy team didn't optimize this run, so we probably won't either. I think most people aren't going to optimize so late into CT now that the winners have already been established. You're basically fighting for the global leadership board as a player. And I think pondering back to my musings of creative writing and reflection, I think I understand why I enjoy the old RPGs, because some old RPG games from the 90s and 2000s were just winging it half the time, right? Because you had to somehow fit the narrative and stuff into a world the gamers to game in, right? And it wasn't such a hard science, it was all just sort of guesswork, right? You know, even some games that had a real weird story tend to be quite memorable games, right? I remember this, let's take, what's it? Shadow Hearts, for example. Shadow Hearts, the story was so stupid, but I enjoyed playing it. Especially number 2. Number 2 was like, it pulled you from one side to the other. It's like, but we're serious, but now we're not. you know, I was trying to break up the, I suppose, seriousness or the more morbid things for light-hearted humour here and there. I know one game that I'll definitely go back and probably would stream one day would be Day6. You know, the game you had little monsters you had to breed and stuff. And the art style was real nice. Real colourful for the time. Speaking of games that were colourful, I remember being in high school. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, we survived. And Final Fantasy X2 came out, right? Where it's like the idol, Yuna's an idol, and her friends Riku and the new character just introduced, right? And I loved it. I ate that stuff up. I'm like, I love this. I didn't even know what pop, you know, J-pop was. And I was loving it. And then when I went to school, and all my friends were, ooh, we hate Final Fantasy 10 too. It sucks. I'm like, why does it suck? It's not like 10. I'm like, yeah, well, Final Fantasy 8 wasn't like 7, and 9 wasn't like 8, and 10 sure. It wasn't like 9. Like, oh no, it sucks. And it's like, well, I think it's pretty cool. And they're like, oh, you must be gay. And I'm like, how can you be gay for liking Final Fantasy X too? Like, oh, because it's all girls running around. I'm like, it's taken so back. I'm like, oh, okay. Mind you, it's high school, so you can kind of already get the vibe. But I defended that game staunchly. I defended that game so hard. I'm like, you probably didn't even reach the part where you had to learn to give a back massage to LeBlanc. Did you? You probably just gave up after the intro because you weren't playing Tidus. I do not miss those days. I don't like new thing because it's not old thing. Okay. Cool. It's kind of like, what's the game? Chrono Cross, right? Yeah, because Chrono Cross came on PS1 and then Chrono Trigger was before it. And people, oh, Chrono Cross, it's not Chrono Trigger. It's like, yeah, do you actually want the same game over and over again, or do you want innovation? Same game. Always. Okay. Mind you, I don't really remember Chrono Cross too well, but I enjoy it. I'll definitely play that again. Yeah, I enjoyed 10-2 so much. Thinking back on, I just want to play it again. And then they had the, what was the main song? Real Emotion? World of Real Emotion or something like that. Where it's like the open. Now I know the world of real emotion is surrounding me. Oh, how's the rest go? This is literally like almost a decade old's worth of memory. Now I know forward is the only way. Or something like that. I don't know. Close though. There's a reason I'm not a J-pop star. And there was another one, wasn't there? There was the one where they find out they need to put the spirit to rest or something with a song. 1,000 words. Ah, that's it. Yes. I'm fairly certain that was it. 1,000 words. Oh, and despite my friends hating the game, the one person that actually persevered and played it cried at that song. And I'm like, a girly game, huh? You know, trying to taunt him for telling me it's a girl's game. I like the robot you had to fight in it, though, the Machina ultimate weapon thing. It's an ultimate machine weapon that we use a piano or an accordion to use. Like, ooh, cool. I think I do remember there was something weird about the localization of the game, though, thinking back on it, but I don't think I really paid attention being a teenager. I just remember LeBlanc and the two goons, which probably isn't appropriate for the modern sensibilities, calling them goons around LeBlanc. Maybe they knew. But I remember being on internet forums when, you know, Final Fantasy... Oh, we lose. When Final Fantasy X was out, or years after, and everyone had an Auron avatar. Because it was very rare to have like a cool old man in an RPG at that time. It was like actually good. And if it wasn't Auron, who else? Might have been a Seymour for the Edgelords. Back in the 2000s internet, when everyone and their dog had a V bulletin board, you know, trying to cash in on that ad revenue. Like, you have people being like, oh, you know, I'm a Redditor, or oh, I'm from another X website, it's our brother. I've been on the internet before you were even born. I've been to sites that have been banned off the internet, and if you went to them, the government will come to you knocking, you know. Real small time hours. You know, the internet really was a bit of a wild place in the old times, but a lot of it is sort of exaggerated, right? But yeah, thinking back to Final Fantasy games, I think 8 definitely is my most favorite of the Final Fantasies, even above 10. And 10 was actually quite a big deal, and not just for, you know, the marketing of it. It's just, I think it was a lot of people. If 7 or the early ones weren't people's first Final Fantasy games, it was more than likely 10 on the PS2. And I miss having a PS2. I remember I had to sell it, because I'm like, I've got to sell the PS2 and get a PS3. The PS3 is going to be great. Hmm. I don't need a PS2. I believe in emulation. Emulation is the future. I should also probably get Mortar Monkey as well, just to control the flow better. Actually, we need them for the camos anyway. Up to it. I do think, for me, Final Fantasy 8 had the most memorable start for me. Because I played 7. Like, I remember 7 was pretty big for my childhood. You know, coming out of 2D looking games, and it's like, oh wow, 3D, this is cool. Everyone's blocky, but it's so cool. You know? I think what some people need to understand when you're looking at retro games is you're looking at through the lens of a lot of these games had the appeal or style or the look that no other games had at the time. So when people were always, you know, trying to push graphic fidelity and stuff and be like, this is the new best looking game. You know, it was sort of the same back then, but it was more, check out how closer to 3D we've gotten. You know, and it's like, you can tell that it's not real, like real life looking, but it's like the fact that it is getting closer is what, you know, made people be like, oh wow, that's insane. So yeah, we lost our minds when Final Fantasy VII dropped with those blocky looking characters. And your imagination really did help fill in the blanks. Which is probably why indie games, you know, with sprites and, you know, the old 3D PS1 aesthetics or PS2 can be popular because some people's imaginations just fill in the blanks for them. Kind of like how some of the old PS1 horror games, or you got some indie games that have the old retro look but are horror, because they're trying to capitalize on that like surreal, bizarre feeling, because there's not much to see, but then your mind is what does it. So we need you to get a faster gun. There you go. Just wait up. Pop that along. There we go. Now we should be quite set once we get that, and I think we can afford shattering shells, which I'm not sure. Jungle's Bounty or shattering shells? It does make Bernie's stuff do more damage, so I think we might get shattering shells over Jungle's Bounty. also another fun thing about the 90s and 2000s was the gamer magazines, where it's like, you know, game too hard, so you got to buy a strategy guide where the devs just disclose information to journalists for money so they can resell that information to you, the consumer, just so you can figure out what to do in the game. I read a lot at my young age. In fact, where I lived, there was barely any like good educational resources except for video game magazines, if you can believe that or not. All I had was video games, strategy guides, and a dictionary. And you can kind of put two and two together to figure out how I learnt English. See a word I don't know, look it up in the dictionary and go, oh. So when we eventually got into, like, you know, near the end of primary school, my dictation was just insane. I had the best vocabulary and dictation game in the school. I was bad at spelling though. I refused to believe French was real back then. I was like, if you can't explain to me why this letter's here but isn't actually there, I don't believe it. Oh, and they threw the classic at you. They all do, the diarrhea. It's like, pal, I've heard this trick spelling so many times, you can't get me on this. Kind of funny. Fighting games is probably like my most played genre, but the most influential one for me would probably be RPGs. Speaking of fighting games, we didn't do our ranked battles this week, so Chimps is probably going to kill us. Or if we don't do it this week, we're in trouble. Might even lose our rank points. We might have to micro a bit there. On 63. If I had box of chocolates, I probably would not have had to worry. I think I remember really disliking the PS3 era of games, because it just felt so experimental, I suppose, but also so empty in some games. Some key shots, that's bad. It's probably why Demon Souls feels so jank for people, because that was just sort of a lot of games back on the PS3. Coming from PS2 era. Like some games just felt straight out arcadic. So we finally got out touch, get rid of that. Probably don't need camo trap now that we got camo flog. I will take it anyway just in case. So what is this? 10 tiers on 85 rounds. Ooh. Oh, that's ceramic life. I'm not liking that. Who busts that pretty well? Aoki does. Enji can. Ice Monkey can. Probably like super brittle. But I don't like that. I feel like that's something I'll do if I had hard baked on. Oh, this is easy. Piece of cake. And we got out touch and camo flog, so we could almost do this with this guy. And we'll probably put in ship guy. Maybe we should start with Wizard Monkey. I think a lot of my fond memories of like old school games was just being in that era. You know, it's part of the nostalgia. Not that I have any, you know, delusions of wishing to go back, that's for sure. Oh no. Future where I am is so better than where we came from, that's for sure. Like, no doubt, no questions asked. Oh, whoops. Went too fast. Can we actually speed it up and float? Well, the best thing about the boat is we got Alk Touch, right? So we don't really need Wizard Monkey, but it's looking like we really need Wizard Monkey right now. Just because he has the burst damage. I think Pika pieced out once, you know, the positions have essentially been secured, which tends to be Bloons CT, where it's like the first 3 days is kind of like who can get where, and then depending on how hardcore it is, most people just give up on day 4. And then if not, we're truly in hell. But luckily that's not the case. We didn't have to fight for first place consistently because they just took it. Yeah, I don't know if you're here to pay, but I was talking about my love for Final Fantasy X-2 and how I feel like an alien because it's almost like everyone else hates it or hated it back in the day. Oh, come on. I was going slow that time. I'm telling you to pay. I went to high school when 10.2 came out, and all my friends called me gay for liking Final Fantasy X-2, and I'm like, you're crazy. How? Oh, because it's got J-pop singing girls? Like, try and make sense. And like I said before, they never got to the point where you gave LeBlanc a back massage. Like, maybe they just didn't get it. Maybe I was ahead of the curve. You know? Oh, I hate that. Sometimes it doesn't put the firewall up in time. I still like Final Fantasy 8 more. I think it's more nostalgia than anything, but I think it just had such a strong opening. But also like the general vibe of it too. And then Final Fantasy X is probably why not many people liked 10.2, because if their first Final Fantasy was like 10, because like the PlayStation 2 was pretty big when it came out. Then they probably wouldn't like 10.2 because it's just not like 10. Oh, that's bad. I shouldn't have done that. Also, Chimps is probably going to kill us for not doing the ranked battles. I've already resigned myself to fate at this point. It's over. I did ask Nephew if there was a good time to play them, but maybe their net's bad or something. I haven't played for 2 weeks. They might have been able to beat me and get back into S rank. And I was just pondering about, you know, old RPGs. Come on. You gotta watch out for his firewall. Sometimes his firewall just deactivates for a long period of time. So you need to know how much balloons you can send into his firewall before it dissipates. Or you're in some big trouble. And definitely not that much. And when we went to the stores, I got some black and gold dark chocolate, which I like. Plus it was on special because no one buys dark chocolate. Don't know why. It's probably like the best chocolate you can get. But it had stuff all sugar in it. Like I could eat half the bar and still be under daily sugar intake. Whereas if I had a Cadbury milk chocolate thing, I had half a bar of that. I'm like going into a coma or something. So it's pretty good. I do think I want Moab Shove and Pursuit on this. Oh, that's a little bit too much. You definitely want maybe Middle Path Heli. Oh, what am I trying to put you in the water? You're a fire monkey. I remember the rules of Pokemon. Don't put a Charmander in water. He'll quite literally die. Damn Pokemon cards. Back in the old school days, caused the most like playground fights. It was pretty crazy. I miss those days. They had to ban trading cards because too many kids got into fights. Now, being too poor to buy trading cards, it was absolutely hilarious for me. Seeing all the middle class and, you know, high class kids just fighting and arguing. I knew my place in the world after that, very early age. Now we definitely want this guy here, because he does stun balloons. Maybe even want two. Just so he can get the lives that are coming from behind. Now we try and get Heli for the Moab Shell. We just need a little bit more, so maybe... Oh, another boat. I normally have a second boat. That's probably where I'm stuffing up. Because this is pretty close how I've done it every other time. Oh yeah, in the PS3 era. Yeah, I remember growing up. And the PS3 was just like the biggest disappointment to me. But I suppose it's, you know, learning to use the technology and stuff and people figuring it out. It's weird. You'd think that if I liked Demon Souls and Dark Souls that I'd probably be an avid FromSoft like fan, right? Especially if I've played Armored Core, you know, since PlayStation days. But I've only ever played Demon and Dark Souls and none other. I don't want to relive that kind of discourse ever again in my life. Because if people thought it was worse now, you should have been there. Should have been there when everyone was new at it and they didn't figure out the game yet. But it was an interesting period of time where it's like, the reason why I got so much attention is because, if I remember correctly in that era, a lot of games were just trying to be easier for people to have an interactive experience. And so you already had a lot of elite gamers hating that. And then, of course, the bigger irony is when the newer players who had these games made for them, handhold them, played Dark Souls or Demon Souls. It was probably a bit of both, right? Because they came out one after the other. But it was like, oh, the game is so hard. And it's like, well, you know, if you have any remote, like, Demon Souls was janky, don't get me wrong, that was jank, but you could still functionally play it. It wasn't insane. But a lot of the, you know, it was just exaggerated, I suppose, in hindsight. And a lot of this momentum would have also been when Reddit was fresh and new in people's minds. I reckon if someone was doing a social studies class, that looking into the 2000s internet culture would actually definitely be an interesting case study. Because a lot of what you see in current social media was already around in 2010s kind of era. And the 2000s was just us piss farting around, really, you know? But we didn't truly understand social media until like 2010s, right? Especially when the FBI got involved, or CIA, one of the two. They did research into meme culture, but there was another word, like there's a proper name for memes. And that's the word they used when they did their research into memes, and that was 2010, like the power of memnonic phrases or just culture. I remember that. Now this one, this was the Super Monkey, mostly doing it for us and then needing a little bit else. I mean, it's a lazy score, so we can beat this. This is pretty easy. Now, if you're not used to Ace Pilot Micro, you're going to see some. Because what you do is you can control the plane on its course and then tab to sort of control its movement. And it gets even better when you unlock the bombs here, right? So if I want to keep the bombs sort of horizontal, I'll stuff that one up. Hang on, it's... We start here, then we turn here, twice here. See what I mean? Hang on, I'll get the rhythm of it. See what I mean? Oh no, not twice, once. As you can tell, I'm quite the gamer. Oh, look at that. And it got away anyway. And I forgot all about it. Oh, whatever. This is too much brain power for me. I'm just gonna stick to this. We're not sweating it out. But you get the idea, though. You can be a real game master in Bloons TD. The skill ceiling is super high. Now we can sell this and buy this guy. And now we chill. We have Alp Touch, so we don't need any other monkey other than this guy. We can sit back, drink some tea. Alp Touch is very good for bridging into monkeys without needing to meet a prerequisite. So in this case, since we don't need boomerang or cannon to break out, you know, certain mobs, we can just go straight into the thing that wins the game. I feel like it's the best lazy relic because you just skip a lot of early game problems because of it. But then in certain maps, it becomes less powerful depending on your selection. I think Royal Treatment is my favorite one because laser beams, plasma, and magic, like fire, doesn't work on purple balloons. But most of them will work on lead anyway. So Royal Treatment to me is like top priority if we can ever get it. Because if you get a Wizard Monkey, you're laughing. Wizard Monkey with Royal Treatment, very hard to beat on certain maps. And then Moab Clash. And Moab Clash is like all attacks do +3 to Moabs. And so if you got something like a cannon, because the cannon has cluster bombs, each cluster does +3. So if you're finding a team that has Moab Clash, it's very hard to win if there's a cannon or anything that has multiple shots, because all multiple shots will be hitting that Moab for +3. And we could tell a team had Moab Clash early on because the time was too insane. We couldn't beat it. If Pika and I say that you can't beat a time, then, you know, something's wrong. But that's okay. That's karma. We did that last CT. We stomped a lot of people because we had some good relics and no one could really beat our scores until 4 hours later. So karma, really. But this is quite arguably the worst CT we've experienced, and yet we're still second place. And then we get like 1,000 trophies per play, which means, you know, 15,000 trophies. We get our cozy beanbag coffee monkey sooner. And then we can plop him on the island. Now, for what building we're going to get, I don't know. I like the junk tower. Well, purple team only has 7 members in it. So, unless they're like the most hardcore, sweaty, elitist Discord group, I don't think they were going to do much against pink. I reckon pink would have just pushed them aside as like they are already. Because Pink's has a full team that plays the game, and I think they've got 3 good players. Because there's one player that just straight out beats my optimized times, but I think that's kind of relics playing into it. And there's another guy who tends to be what I call the chaser, where if he sees a tile taken, he'll just take it straight back. Like when he sees you on top of it, he'll just take it. Where it's like, you know how you got Alchemist Touch, right? And you spent 1 ticket to take Alchemist Touch. Well, imagine having Alchemist Touch, doing the Alchemist Touch map. And so anyone who doesn't have Alchemist Touch can't take Alchemist Touch map back for hours because you took it because you had Alchemist Touch. You know? Real diabolical stuff like that. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Maybe it's nothing. I think when we get Tech Terror... Do we actually need Tech Terror? It's pretty costly. We could only just need this thing. We're going to get Tech Terror. Ideally, we could just get another Super Monkey and then make it Dark Knight and not worry about it, but I think the other teams have kind of given up now, so why try harder? We're going to be unoptimal here. and just have Robo Monkey turn into whatever this thing is. Terminator. Yeah, I miss old RPG games. It's probably why I want to make my own little RPG story. Which I'm still working on in the free time. Which we're almost done with it. And who knows, maybe now that Yogg has a house and is no longer sleeping on a floor, he might do some art for me. But I got a feeling he's not going to accept $4 worth of bags of rice for doing artwork anymore. Since he's got a house, he might have to pay rent. That scares me. Like, rice is actually quite energy efficient. If you want to do some maths on it, like kilojoules to grams and cost. Probably not the best though, because it's all carbs. Oh my god, that's what we forgot. We don't have royal treatment. I was thinking, oh, we've really botched the scores now. That's alright. I knew I was forgetting something. I've got dementia for purple balloons. It's like part of their passive ability. It goes under my radar. Yeah. It's totally not Batman. Coming for you, Joker. Oh, so Edipe, what's your favourite childhood game? And it can't be Robo Unicorn Attack, because that's up there somewhere for me. Back when that came out. I remember when Robot Unicorn Attack came out, and everyone was all over that. And especially when Charlie the Unicorn was I rarely see anyone mention Charlie the Unicorn anymore. I feel like those groups of gamers have sort of disappeared from history. Candy Mountain Charlie. Yeah, we gotta go to Candy Mountain Charlie. Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't really want to go to Candy Mountain. Put a banana in. I'm the Banana King. And then we had the llamas with hats. Carl. Why did you kill everyone, Carl? Yeah, good old Flash games. Because I want to die. Die, it's muffin time. Because I want to die. I baked you a pie. Oh boy, what flavor? Die. You know what's just as wild. I remember, and there's probably still a video of it somewhere, because, you know, it's the internet. The old Game Grumps with Ego Raptor and JonTron. And they just straight out saying the N-word on YouTube back in those days. Remember? Don't know if you remember that. I sure do. Nonchalantly, just throwing it out there. Yeah, people out here saying they can't go back to Filthy Frank days. Brother, you had the Game Grumps right there. Stop watching Smosh. Bam, and the dirt is gone. I still prefer my Gachi Muchi memes and Inu memes from those eras. That's why I like them so much. But now you can't have Gachi Muchi on YouTube anymore. Talk about being oppressed. Where's the Gachi Muchi gamers, huh? Lease cash. This one's easy. This one is, since we already got Out Touch, we could just go Boomerang Monkey. For a little, oh no, could go Cannon. I know Juggernaut will probably just sort out most of our problems. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 snake, snake. Now that one's a cheat because that one came back into the public's memories because it went viral. There was a duck in the lemonade stand, but I forgot what that one. Now, because we got camouflogged and Alk Touch, we can just have Ultra Juggernaut, I think, and then just see if he can do 70. I might need a bit more damage, which might come in Boomerang. Give him Bionic Arm or something. Or we go Alchemist and give Ultra Jug some soda, because I tell my little cousin Ram that, because she's like, what's he giving him? And I'm like, well, see the bottle in his hand? It's soda. He's the soda monkey. And, you know, rightfully so, she doubts me. And she's like, well, if that's soda, what's the dart? And I'm like, well, how else do you think that they give soda to balloons, right? Like, you use the thing to pop the balloons, and they're giving a balloon soda, and because soda is acidic, or, you know, has the fuzzy or fizzy stuff, it helps pop the balloons better. And she just accepted that. Probably because she had no way to really have much of a rebuttal being 7 years old. Because if my computer isn't the Minecraft computer, it becomes the Bloons TD computer. So I'll probably get the Juggernaut now. And what's worse, she already has her own iPad. But I don't think it play Minecraft on it. And I nearly got hornswoggled. Because I thought Minecraft was free. And it's the Minecraft Classic that's free, but she wanted the other Minecraft, the modern one. And I'm like, I have to pay $20 dues for this? I might. I've got my old computer as her old computer in the spare room. But when we had someone over with terminal cancer and taking after him, it kind of got buried under some, you know, blankets and stuff. I've got to fish it out of there. It's only going to take like 1 minute, but I just sort of haven't done it, and it's already been like 6 months. Maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I truly do not miss the 2000s internet culture. It was so cancerous. Like, although I liked watching AVGN, I never found rage content funny. It's just more like I actually enjoyed him more when he sat down to talk about the games. And then his anger is what made my brother laugh and be happy. And I'm like, well, if he's enjoying that, I guess I can tolerate, you know, the vulgarity. Wow. So much for having good vocabulary. It's been a while, right? I took a few blows to the head. Definitely didn't knock any sense into me. But yeah, this is like, what is essentially like the second last day of CT, but really, it's just do simple tiles and then just chill. As long as green doesn't whoop our butts, and I don't think they will. After I do these banners, we'll be ahead on green. It's pretty chill. I think if we had a fighting chance, Pika would probably be more involved and would probably be in the voice chat with me, arguing about optimal strategies. But it seemed like as soon as day 2 hit, we could see that pink was just already destined to win based on just how the map was set up. So hopefully next time. It's always every 2 weeks, right? It never used to be so consistent, but I think they're trying to push it. So, what's today? Monday, right? So when Wednesday kicks around is boss rush, but that's like, none of us really care for boss rush. That's just something else to waste time in, but that's just casual stuff. We just normally have a break and wait for the next CT event. And then we'll probably make a Discord channel specifically for a Bloons TD discussions, where it's us probably flexing on other people. Oh, you know what game I really liked as a child? Breath of Fire 3. I remember being a child, and by the time Breath of Fire 3 came out, I was still a little youngin' ram, before I had my head blown off and lost my mind. I remember playing that game, and being a child, it was definitely a different vibe playing that game, trying to comprehend what was happening. And then I remember when Breath of Fire 4 came out, I really liked that game more than 3. But as an adult, I found 4 pretty mediocre, and I found 3 like the best. So I've kind of inverted the my preferences on that one. I think 4 was just too much like pacing problems. It's just not paced properly. But I like it narratively. Oh, that's scary. I might have to put this guy on. Oh, we got... Oh, I've been sitting on Ultra Juggernaut this whole time. I just forgot to click it. No wonder why that looked a bit dodgy. I do remember in Breath of Fire 4, I thought the dog ninja or dog samurai guy looked pretty cool. But then he was just like the most nothing character. He was an absolute goofball. He made Goofy, no, he put Goofy to shame in terms of goofiness, you know? And at least Breath of Fire 3 had Chun-Li in the game, in the background, as a cameo. And then had that Ultraman reference. Oh yeah, and because Breath of Fire 3 also had the Australian dolphin too, that was terrorizing the naked fairies, because the fairies in the game were all naked for some reason. That wasn't elaborated on. There was like an Australian accent dolphin that terrorized them, and you had to beat them up in order to save the fairies. Oh, and then Breath of Fire Dragon's Quarter came out. Oh, I nearly died. Maybe Fire Monk is a better idea. And no one liked that game. I hated it at first, but then I ended up liking it. Because it had the Parasite Eve kind of gameplay where you move around in a 3D environment and then you activate, you know, spells that had a 3D area effect that targets kind of gameplay into it. But the thing was, you were punished for using your dragon abilities. And I guess a lot of people felt like they would have preferred the dragon moves. Oh, we nearly died. And then after that, I don't know what happened to the Breath of Fire series. But yeah, in hindsight, definitely 3. 3 is definitely what stuck out. Almost as much as Final Fantasy games to me. But I think Breath of Fire 3 came out before Final Fantasy 7. I don't remember if I remember correctly. Skill issue, I suppose. Also, when I go to the Turkish bakery, I got to pull one of the guys aside and tell them to check their oil. Because when I had the chips the other day, they just tasted like the oil was still in it, and that they were soggy. So it tells me that they weren't properly cooked. But if they're put on the timer and they're not properly cooked, then there's something wrong with the oil. Or they probably need to change the oil or something. Because it's 4 times in a row the chips have been bad. And the boss is on holidays as well. Yeah, we did it. We were lazy, but we did it. Damn, green has quite a lot of points on top of us, huh? It's probably because Pink and us have been fighting over banners. Least tiers with a Benjamin, easy. I remember I think I was telling Yog this, but it might have been someone else. I think there was like, because there's so much, like a huge leap in graphics, like 3D graphics and stuff, I do feel like there's like an era that we just skipped because of the very fast and rapid evolution in graphics for games. You know? Because I remember when, you know, 2.5 was being experimented on, right? You know, 3D backgrounds, but then 2D sprites like BlazBlue
are made to be broken.
You know, build its back on. And then, you know, Guilty Gear Strive and Zerd had 3D models, but set into a 2D presentation. Stuff like that. I remember there was this fighting game that was being made, but then they ran into developer problems. Like maybe some guy got sick or people quit the project, and it was meant to come back this year or something, but I forgot what it was called, but it was a pretty decent fighting game when it was, you know, demoed. It wasn't Chaos Code, I think that was another one. It's just really hard to get into another fighting game that isn't Skullgirls, to be honest with you, unless I want to play Plus R. Or VSAV.
Level up.
And I guess one thing I have to do is I need to learn... You'll laugh at this, right? But after Misfortune's nerfs, I now actually have to learn to play Misfortune on defense now. And it sucks. I hate it. I have to actually guess. I hate it. Like when you're playing against a Sarabella and she has like 4 options that she could do at one given time. And yes, I'm complaining about Pika. And I know he's listening. I know he's here listening. I can sense him, but also I can check the users in chat. Oh, he's not here. Oh, okay, yeah. It's Pika's Bella. I don't want anyone saying Sarabella is like mid-tier when you got people like Pika, that player. Like, get out of here. Learn to play the character like Pika does and don't copy and paste the wiki and then go play Dota 2 for like 5,000 hours. You know what I mean? And I'm allowed to dunk on Dota 2 because I spent about 4,000 hours on that game when it was in beta alone. And yeah, I was a Spectre and Phantom Lancer player, but you know, I knew my place. I didn't bother anyone. I just took my CS, took down towers, and didn't interact with anyone. You know? I knew I was a late game player. And then when I really wanted to experiment and play Meepo, oh geez, apparently if you picked Meepo, you're an absolute troll. I loved Meepo. I could have done all of the microing to be a good Meepo player, but never given the opportunity because everyone's like, no, please, please just play Phantom Lancer, bro. Anything but Meepo. And the Greevils. Bring the Greevils back. I've been sitting on my Greevils for almost a decade, expecting them to go up in market value, and they didn't. I feel ripped off. I hoarded every single Greevil I had in anticipation that the year after they'll have a real cool Greevil event. And then I could sell them then as legacy items. No, never happened. Valve ruined me.
Guys, get ready.
Looking at you, Gaben. And I guess one thing I got to do when I play Skullgirls is sort of optimize Robo Fortune. I kind of feel like I like where my Robo resets are. I really don't like the dash under resets as Robo because I feel like any competent player who isn't asleep when they play the game will just press a button on landing and beat you. And you can be like, oh, well, that's why you just do, you know, frame trap with the anti-air button. It's like, okay, so there's no mix. So then you're waiting for them to land on the ground, and then you're going to force the mix up there. Why not just do the mix with an unreactable high-low, and then still have layer 2? You know, anyway. Which is when you do the launcher into delayed jumping heavy into jump cancel light punch medium
guys,
kick, and then just do end danger to stagger. You could just do Tiger Knee air beam without the super jump. In fact, I don't know how to write that in notations like non super jump TK L beam, and then you do the delayed double jump for high. Or you land. And the trick is you got to sort of delay the double jump, because if you do it too soon after the beam, it won't hit high. But then if you delay it after a certain amount of frames, it won't count as a jump cancel, because you're doing it from falling or something, or you do it a bit after jumping. I forgot the rules. That's what happens when you don't play Skullgirls for 2 weeks. I literally forget the mechanics of the game. But that's how you set up, you know, an unreactable high-low as Robo. Because if they think you're going to go land, you just double jumped anyway. And then there's some characters like Cerebella where you could just do Rising Light Punch anyway. So what's my current tiers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Guys.
Guys? Hello? Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Guys? Get ready.
Oh, it's
Executing hack.
the bane of my existence.
Game over, man.
We're not surviving this, are we? Look. I'm telling you, I got dementia for pink balloons, okay? They just go under my radar. I was hoping to just do this with, you know, like 11 tiers or something.
Guys? Handled it. Guys?
We get it, Benjamin. We're screwed. Maybe I should do that in Skullgirls when I get comboed. Guys?
Get ready.
Oh, and speaking of rage-inducing games from 30 minutes ago, I remember when every kid had their Pokemon Stadium game with the mini games in it, and the Mario parties. Oh boy, did I lose friendships over Mario Party, like unironically. But also Pokemon games, like kids were just so bad at the rhythm and guessing games. It's like, are you okay? Like, how did you not remember that was where the thing was? Or how can you be this bad at the Scythe log chopping game? Like, it's just reaction, brother. Like, you weren't even anywhere near close to the line. You literally missed the whole log. Are you okay?
Guys?
You okay?
Guys?
There was the Scythe log cutting game. I think there was some kind of like chancy memory game or quiz game. Oh, I can't remember. But it was definitely the Mario Party that definitely stuck with me. One of my favorites was the ice game when you're on the balloon. No, you're on the balls and you have to, like, with ice mechanics, push the other people off. Oh, that was rage-inducing for some people because they just couldn't comprehend the movement, velocity variations on ice. And I just figured out how to sort of game them every single time. That's when I realized I was special. I was a very special young ram.
Handled it. Awesome. Guys?
Or maybe that there was something wrong with me.
Guys? Handled it.
And there's also an era where every single mascot game had to have a racing game because of Mario Kart 64, like Crash Bandicoot. Then you had Speed Freaks on the PS1, which I doubt anyone barely remembers that game, but I remember Speed Freaks. Then you had like Crash Bandicoot races. Didn't Banjo and Kazooie have one? No, I think they were part of another racing kind of game.
Get ready.
I remember really, really loving Conker's Bad Fur Day. And then replaying it when I was older, and I was like, damn, this game's trash. I was like, yeah, I was really wearing those nostalgia glasses pretty hard, huh? Mind you, I did enjoy how there was that mini game where you're going to war against the evil teddy bears. You know?
Level up.
Yeah, that's going straight to the bank. That's something Conker used to say. It's going to refresh the map. Ah, good job, Lieutenant Adipay. Sock it to him. You know what? I might get in on this green action. I think they're getting a bit too cocky. You know, they're getting a bit too complacent over there. Let's rough them up a little bit. Remind them who's boss. Now, I can't remember if Alchemist buffs the Spike Factory mines or not. I guess we'll find out. Because I think he used to, where, because Alchemist Monkey, you can give better popping and pierce to towers. I think the spike projectiles carried over the buffs, if I remember correctly. But I'm not sure if they've removed that or kept it. You're doing great, Alchemist. Yup. Yup. Tell you what, Bobby. Now, you know what game we haven't played in such a long time? Super Auto Packs. That's because Bloons TD took over our lives, and I don't know why. I was like, maybe I should play CT event again. Been a while. Then it hooked me in. Refused to let me leave. Mind you, we get paid soon. I think tomorrow. Get to go shopping. Buy some new clothes for winter. It's getting way too cold now. Mind you, we're like well and truly halfway through winter. And I'm only now going to go out and get some winter clothes. My tootsies are getting cold. I need little ram paw socks, alright? Getting cold even for me. But I think definitely after this CT event, probably even tomorrow, we'll start grinding Skullgirls again just to restart the climb to S rank, even though it seems like my S rank will just literally be fighting Neffy over and over again until one of us is S rank and one of us is B rank. Maybe that's the game. Maybe I should just fight Neffy 5 times, get into S rank, and then retire. And just be like, I did it. I won. And then what we do, we fight Green Hood, and then make it so Green Hood keeps Neffy in A or B tier. And then I won't have to do anything, I'll just retire. Speaking of retiring, I'm surprised Sonic hasn't retired from Skullgirls yet, being mostly undefeated. Till recently. But Sonic plays like, what, four other fighting games? I reckon if Sonic actually just played nothing but Skullgirls, they would have just like mauled everyone. Like more convincingly than they already did. But yeah, now that's got me thinking about Painwheel. I miss me some good Painwheel. Cherry has to fight me at some point. I need to test out Cherry. Give them the same kind of Painwheel lessons I did for Dez, and that made Dez... it changed Dez for the better in my opinion. You know, really put into perspective the fun that is Painwheel. In fact, I would almost make a petition that we just call her Fun Wheel because she is just such a great time. Unsarcastically. That she just be called Fun Wheel. Like, brother, you think this character's hard to play? She's really not. Just a bit unorthodox, I suppose. Like, should have played her in, like, when the game came on PC and then started telling me about hard. When she was barely a functional character. And yeah, we're in dangerous Skullgirls rant territory. Because Pika isn't here to keep me in check. But that's right, we will think about Bloons TD. We won't go into the crazy 4-hour Skullgirls podcast rant like I normally used to do. Oh, limiters. The problem is, when I talk about Skullgirls, I feel like there's no limits. I might say something bad. I might lose my positivity. I might go negative. I just feel like a lot of people psyop themselves into thinking the game's harder than what it really is. You know, because they're trying too hard to be optimal. And then they probably like game themselves a bit. But most top players aren't even optimal. They just have better plays, you know. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. It didn't work yesterday. The Spike Factory, but we got Sody Monkey on it. We'll find out. I was really hoping Marie would be a character that I'd play on the team instead of Robo or Big Band, but nah. Just not a character I really feel like fits the team. That doesn't do anything better than Big Band or Robo Fortune. I still think for my team, Robo Fortune has a higher skill ceiling and utility than Big Band. But then Big Band just kills you. So there's that. And I think Green Hood is like the better Robo player, right? And I don't really feel like I struggle against his Robo as Big Band. Even though people reckon the Big Band Robo matchup is real hot doo-doo, which it can be. But I would argue as long as you got 1 bar a meter, you just need 1 hit on Robo. Right? You just jump and drop kick her. Like super jump, because if she whiffs the beam and you drop kick her, she's done. You just take her straight to the corner. And you have resets that break her armor. If she tries to armor it. But then you have the also most damaging low throw combo in the game in the corner. So if she guesses wrong once, she kind of dies. And then if she guesses right, she more than likely still has to escape your range before she starts properly zoning you. So then it's either a high risk or a scramble situation, which you could still lose quite easily against the band. So I think it just comes down to playstyle. I think my personal hot take is a lot of people just up back too freely in the game because it is a powerful option, but what's the point in using a powerful option if it gives up any opportunity to have counterplay to the opponent, right? Because you can carrot cancel into H-Brass and hit Robo almost full screen, right? All you have to do is look for that TK beam start. Unless they do 3. But then if they do 3 beams, it's like kind of like whatever. But I definitely have to play it a bit more. It's a bit late throwing him down, but I thought we'll just get him anyway in case we do have some problems with the Spike Factory and Alchemist.
Be wary.
Be wary of what? You didn't tell me what to be wary of. No. Oh, I didn't block the mob. Yeah. Not allowed to think about Skullgirls, so it's going to make me want to play Skullgirls. We don't want that. I still got to go over some replays as well. Also, I thought Strive was meant to have its like 2v2 game mode. Unless they decided not to do that. I thought they were doing that. Unless I misremember. Let's have a look.
My awareness grows.
Oh yeah. I think they are still going to do their team mode for Guilty Gear. I don't know how that's going to work. I wonder if it's going to be like KOF. Well, that's looking a bit scary. Yeah, it's all good.
I sense more. Yes.
Sai stalls the balloons long enough.
Stillness.
Oh yeah, speaking of old games on the PS2, or I think it was on the PS2, Indigo Prophecy, like David Cage's first game on the consoles. See, people meme Heavy Rain, but damn, I still liked Indigo Prophecy, although it got a bit weird though. Sentient AI god computers from another dimension trying to take over our dimension, like, come on. Chat GPT from the future. Oh, what the?
Must fall.
Oh no. They sure aren't. Oh well, next best thing. Like, we can be pretty lazy with this. We're just gonna speedrun it now, stuff it, and use our 6 reserve tickets.
Be wary. Stillness.
Oh yeah, I never told you the progress of my RPG games mathematics. Yeah, I never got around to it. I couldn't figure out how I wanted to formula the HP damage stuff. I know I can do it, but I thought I would shovel that into the back burner for another day, because that comes more into when I have an idea of how I want the battles to play out, so I know how to balance it. But I did figure out I can do it. There is a way.
Stillness.
But then I realized it probably helps if I actually have real mechanics in the game. So now we're working on that. With the little free time we get. And I don't think I'm one of those people that likes doing like game dev streams. Because one, I don't even know what I'm doing half the time, so it'd be pretty boring. But also, what happens if someone steals your idea? They go, oh, thanks for the code, yoink. Because that's one of the problems with the indie market on the phone games, right? There was someone recently who made a fairly unique, like, game mechanically wise, and then it was on PC, I think, and they took it to the phone market, but then someone already basically emulated what they did and ripped it off. And it wasn't really a convincing rip-off where fair use could be used. It was just almost quite literally everything, and they just swapped the art assets over. And then they try to pursue and say, you know, they shouldn't have this game up here. It's quite literally our game, but reskinned. And then Apple and stuff said, oh, sorry, pal, but first come, first served on the market. Can't do anything. Which, you know, is pretty bull, because you know the company's made their money out of the game. They don't care.
What do you see? Red is the color of destiny. Sensitive.
Damn, we gotta wait a whole rotation for this thing to blow up. Damn, this bike factory probably wasn't a great idea after all. But we can get permaspike now. Yeah! It's like a big block. Good. Boop. Now, that will pop anything. And I definitely think after we do our tickets for Bloon TD, we'll probably just look at our last replays from Denizens and then get ready for this week's then. So we got to do Denizen before Sunday. It seems like I'm forever trapped in babysitting duties on a Sunday now, and I don't even get a say in the matter. It's almost like a little girl comes into my room and says, "Get off your computer, it's time for Minecraft for me." And what I'm going to do, tell her no? Crush her childhood? I'll look like the bad guy. Yeah, definitely watch replays and probably go to sleep. I only slept like 5 hours today for some reason. Woke up with a headache. Probably slept wrong. Hasn't affected the mood too much. The chocolate pudding made up for it. Dark chocolate pudding. Wow, that was exciting. How many more tickets we got? Wow, look at that banner. Oh, Red's awake. Well, just so you know, Edipe, I got a box of chocolates. Oh, 100 plus more life. For the monkeys. What's this? 9 tiers on...
Shred Pirate Brickle at your service.
Oh, God, blimey. 51 tiers. Easy. Probably don't even need Brickwall for that. Could just quite literally use Spike Factory. Now, I know Spike Factory didn't work last time on the other map, but it'll work this time. I think. No, it was round 49. Oh, it probably won't work. Oh, well, we're going to make it work. We'll do top path Spike Factory. 7654 32. Yeah, we can do it. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what PS1 game I really enjoyed too as a kid? Front Mission 3. It was like a turn-based mech RPG, kinda. Because I think I played Armored Core, which was like FromSoft's early game, and I think I pivoted straight into Front Mission 3. And damn, I really liked Front Mission 3 because it had like it had multiple storylines, but they kind of came together anyway in the end. And they're like two different perspectives of the same story. It was pretty fun. And I did, when I played it again, I think before a certain event worldwide, I think when I played it back then, before then, I realized that I was a sweater as a kid. Like, I realized what was strong and what worked really quickly. Because when I played it again, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this thing being good, and damn, it was really good. Like, certain mech parts were just like, there was some obvious strong ones, and then there's others where it's like, they can be strong given certain setups. But most of the time, when you got to a certain part of the game, it was just, you know, the game handed the best parts to you on a silver platter, and you had to capture them. But as a kid, I already figured out, you know, stun lock tactics and how to just game the game so you can have your like eject skills and just instant eject KO other mechs and steal their parts. I mean, that's a pretty fun game. And then the middle, the front mission games kind of got a bit different when we reached PS2 era, where it was almost like they were playing, it's almost like making the same game, but bigger. And I think that's when I realized as a kid, I didn't want more of the same thing. Because the Front Mission series was probably a good example of that. You know, yeah, maybe the graphics got a bit better too. But playing, or at least from my perspective, when I was playing the Front Mission games on PS2, it was just sort of like, you know, is that it? I know there was one where, it might have even been 4 actually. I think 5 is Scars of War, and that was only Japanese release for a while. I think it's 4 where they sort of had the duo stories, where it's like this guy and a woman being on 2 separate parts of the world or something. I don't remember. Don't really remember that story as much, but I do remember Front Mission 3's story very well, where there's like a super weapon, where imagine a nuke, but 1,000 beams of lights just spread out of a ball and just vaporize everything. It was meant to be like a cleaner nuke. So you had like all the destructive capabilities of a nuclear weapon with none of the downsides of nuclear fallout or anything. And there was like a prototype running around loose in the world. And you had to stop an organization of eugenics crazed people. Something like that. From doing bad thing.
We're hit. Drinks all around. Attack the target.
I realize I probably need brick wall for this. I should probably fact check myself. I'm pretty sure that was the story. Like there was super,
Drinks all around.
they were genetically enhanced humans. Because that's what made them good in the robots, because their robots were meant to be only being able to use by people who had heightened senses or something.
There she blows.
You know, some mumbo jumbo like that. But they tend to go crazy or something was like the downsides to them. And then apparently like the main character's sister helped, or she was friends with one of them. And then it's like, oh no, I can't leave you behind to die. Oh no, we're like sisters. Oh no. And being a kid, I'm like, I don't care, hurry up. I just want to kill the bad guy.
Treasure. Attack the target. Attack the target.
It's like, oh, main character dies moment. Who cares? I just want to fight big robot. Spoilers, by the way. A lot of people die in Front Mission 3 anyway, so fun to figure out who. Oh, Ape Escape. That was a fun game for the time being. Pandemonium. Pandemonium was like a platformer game that was like pretty good on the PS1. Had like a clown and some woman. Oh. I think there was one game called Skull Monkeys where it had that guy's like 3D claymation stop motion stuff of the weird bird guy looking thing. That one, because that was like when Oddworld was like a smash hit. Follow me. Okay. Oh. Oopsies. And then you had the little squigs, like the squig, bipedal squigs with robot, like machine parts to them and stuff. And you had the squid octopus guys with big heads, which I think they just called them big heads. Yeah. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. And then you got Exodus, which I also played, which is also really good. And then you got Munchies. Oh no, Pink's awake. Oh no, they're taking out Touch. I'm going to do that little trick I mentioned where we use Alk Touch to take the Alk Touch map and then they can't take it away from us. Got it. Anyway, yeah, yeah, I think it's the Exodus where you drank the thing and you could fart and then you mind controlled your fart to then explode and kill the Zigs. Zigs? I forgot what they're called. They're like, it's like the sounds they made. And then you had like, it was like crab horses. Kind of like spider. There were two types of spiders. There was the actual like hand looking spiders that looked like the SIGs. And then you had these like red four-legged things that would gore you on their giant beaks, like spike-like beaks. That was in the first game. Now, I never got a 100% clear on the first game, but I was close. Like, I was so close. Without a strategy guide, mind you. Wow, how on earth did they do this in 17,000, huh? Crazy. See, Pink just took it then. And the score updated. Oh, yeah. And I think I mentioned it before, right? But one of the earliest games I've ever sped run before speedrunning was kind of a thing was Digimon World. Because I used to rent it out all the time. To the point where I just got so... And I passed it so many times that I just wanted to know as a child how fast I could beat the game. And I found out that one of the old speedrunning tactics was actually what I used to do as a child. Where you had the Bergermon, because Bergermon learned all of the best early game spells, but also scaled really well into the game to the point where, you know, you almost didn't have to evolve that thing. And I felt so smart. I wonder where all that intelligence went, huh? I think it went away when I got knocked in the head a few times. We lost a genius to the world. But there was never another game that quite hit me like Digimon World as a kid. Because there's just a lot of exploring and there wasn't much jank to the game. It felt quite complete given how many things could have went wrong in that game. I was actually kind of surprised. And it just seems like every time they've tried to make a sequel, they've just never got the vibes right. At least for me. We could have done that a lot better, but we kind of purposely slept on it. Because I'm not sure... Because we don't need Artillery Monkey to pop lead. Because we've got Alk Touch while taking the Alk Touch map. We started before they took it over, so we still have the power up. As long as we don't hit home and reset, we've still got the perks, right? Should probably also do the... Actually, I should probably reset. It's too much of a bleed. Losing too much money on that. Oh, hey, I wonder... You know who might actually be good on this map? Beastmasters. Oh, they can't put their dinosaurs that high up. Oh, that's lame. Oh, I thought we could get really tricky with that. Lame. Wait, I can't put them on the chair? Yeah, you can. Look at that. I'm dumb. But yeah, I think one thing about growing up is realizing that, you know, you're probably never going to get those kind of experiences again. Because one, it helped being really ignorant, you know, to begin with. And now that you're smarter, it's a lot harder to be in that state of mind again. Now, can you fit? Oh, yes, you can. There we go. Got 2 dinosaurs. 2 microraptors, they're called. Wow, look at them go. Oh yeah, and they pop lead too, don't they? Damn, should have told me that like 4 days ago. Maybe that's how they did and I just didn't realize. 'Cause I'm slow. Wonder how feasible it would be to play or stream Final Fantasy X-2 on a totally legitimate way. I wonder who would be down for that. I could definitely see myself doing Final Fantasy VIII again because you can speed running that game is actually not too bad. 9 a.m. for you. It's gonna be 8 p.m. for me soon, champ. It's gonna be bedtime soon. So I'm old. 1 foot in the grave already. Now, how much is oh, don't tell me we can't. They wouldn't have done this with Elite Defender then. Alright. That's crazy. So they took this without Elite Defender. I wonder how they took it then. Maybe Mortar Monkey. Oh. If they got Boxer Monkeys, they could have 2 snipers on it, right? And one probably pops ceramics and the other one focuses on the others. We got Alk Touch, so we're not too worried. Because you see, this is the Alk Touch map, and they tried taking the Alk Touch map, which they did. So I thought I'll jump in before they took Alk Touch to get Alk Touch back while I have Alk Touch perk. I'm not too sure how feasible that's going to be, but we're going to give it a try. I don't think the Velociraptors will be enough damage. But I'm not too sure how else they've done this map. Unless they got Moab Clash. Because even if we didn't get the Raptors, we still would not have had enough for Elite Defender. So we'll see how we go. We can't return home because they've already taken the tile, so if I return home, we lose the perk and probably lose any chance of retaining it. You know what the worst part is about memes becoming mainstream, and this is something coming from a guy from the 90s and 2000s of memes before memes were memes, is that eventually the memes that you like will be altered and changed into a whole different meaning, and you just have to live with that. And I think it was quite literally the very definition of cringe that I feel like I could update Webster's dictionary to put in that Saturday Night Live sketch or whatever the talk show host was, where they had Skibbity Biden, and that's just literally the definition of cringe in the dictionary for all kids, where people just really didn't understand anything about the meme and just completely misunderstood it because they're kids that play Roblox or, you know, TikTok brain rot, know what it is, and the parents are like, oh, that's dumb. Oh, we are so done. You know, Edipe, I was watching this like micro YouTube essay about the Dilbert creator, something Adams or whatever. And I remember at some point in the video they claimed that he was credited for a saying, but I'm pretty sure the saying existed long before he said it. Because they quoted, I don't even know what the meme was, but it was something that I'm like, I know that existed before this guy said it, and if anything, he took it from this website because he browsed said website where I heard it from as well. But he was credited for the origin of it. In 2015, I'm like, that word existed before then. I know for a fact it did. You know, just one of those weird moments. It's like back when I had a friend who claimed he was the one that coined up a metric fuck ton. Which I don't even know if he truly did or not. Because he pushed it really hard that it caught on a little bit. But it's one of those things where I feel like someone else could have also made up that word somewhere else, you know, like inventing the spear. So it's probably one of those moments. Scott Adams? I don't remember the name of the Dilbert guy. Like, I'm saying it genuinely. He does feel like he's got a slight bit of schizophrenia. Because he's reminding me of the Temple OS guy. How that guy kind of declined into the things he did. With the things he was saying. However, the Dilbert guy has yet to talk about the CIA gangster police. Like, quote from, what's the guy's name? Francis E. Deck. He was like a poet or something, or controversial poet back in their day. Because he said naughty words that people didn't want to hear, or something, you know. You got to tell me if I'm crazy out of player. I won't know. They have Moab Clash or something. There's no way. The only way I can see this is Ice Monkey. Like he sits here and Super Brittle. So, you know how there's little red markers on some relics? That was me pinging the top ones. And I think one of it was the camo detector, which can be pretty strong if used correctly. But the one above it was Royal Treatment, which is all attacks pop purple balloons. And I'm pretty sure Moab Clash is up north. If it's not up north, it's close to north, because Pink would have it. For sure. And we just don't have the, because we're on the opposite side of the island. We got no way to contest it. Otherwise, Pika and I will be on that like pigs in mud. Yeah, while I'm doing this, I gotta Google this guy's name. Dilbert creator. Like Scott Adams, is it? It is Scott Adams. I gotta trust myself. Oh well. Try and smile more or more. Let's go. Let's smile. Yeah, we're happy now. We're happy because I'm finally right about something. I feel vindicated. Because I do remember when, you know, 2010s, Scott Adams was posting some stuff on old Twitter. And it was like, brother, I know exactly where you're getting these rhetorics from, and you are not hitting any home runs with this stuff, my friend. Getting a bit bot trolled, in my honest opinion. You know what's real crazy? I got someone on my Steam's friend list who I've known since 2007, and I haven't spoken to them since 2009. And how many years is it now? And they're still on there and they're still playing games. I just haven't said a word to them. Gotta do some quick math. Like 14 years? No, 15 years. And it's still on there. I feel like saying hi, but yeah. This ice monkey plane is not really going out. Oh, this is not panning out. It could just be Beastmaster. Because they've done this on the cheap, right? Let's have a look on Beast. I don't think it's NG. I don't think NG does it. I'm pretty sure it's Sniper Monkey that hits the whole map. And there must be a cleanup. So maybe it's like Sniper Monkey and then Beastmaster, because they're like the two cheap ones. And we got Alchemist Touch, so we can cheat a bit. Maybe it's Mortar. Because I reckon they would get the bombardment ability And maybe shell shock? No, balloon buster. And then they get shell shock. So maybe it's just 2 mortars. Oh, which we can't afford. Well, if you let the first row go out, we get money for the whiff. So maybe 2 mortars, one for camo and the other for just popping, and then everything just dies in the center. Like this. Because those are the 2 cheap options, right? Or 1 mortar, 1 dinosaur. Is how I see it. Oh, you can only get 1 mortar. Unless they got marching boots, which gives them 2 mortar monkeys. So I guess we just do go mortar and dino. Then before this becomes another like 7-hour long balloon stream again. That was a traumatic. What, you're supposed to be hitting the balloon, Beastmaster? What are you doing? I guess when he gets a dinosaur out, he stops attacking. Haha, look at him go. Funny little guy. Oh, we are not doing great. I mean, we could micro it. It's like almost the last day. Do we really want a micro? other PS1 game I really liked was probably Hot Doo-Doo if I played it again. Parasite Eve 2. Because I remember playing the first one, then I remember playing the second one as a little young ram. I remember the monsters in it. I never found the game too hard. Yeah, I definitely remember the monsters. Oh yeah, we've got to focus on this one. Uh-oh. Stinky. I don't know how they've done this without Moab Flash. They have to have it. It has to be Sniper Monkey. There's no other equation that makes sense, right? He's the only one that's got camo that does damage, which meets a lot of the requirements to do this in low cost. He can nearly solo it, but you do leak a little bit before he gets there, so he clearly has some help. But you just don't get enough money to get there. I mean, it can be sort of relaxing now. You just do the mini tiles that don't have any relics or banners on it, and they're relatively like around 40, 50, right? And you get monkey knowledge on those. But monkey knowledge is disabled on banners. Or else that'd be pretty crazy. I've already blackboarded all of the beginner maps. And I was working my way through intermediate, but then I remembered I do have a life where I got to do something outside of the computer, and then I had to do that, and then I forgot. And then clan wars started. And now that's just been put on the back burner a bit. But you find, like I taught my little cuzzy ram, you can cheat this game pretty quickly. But she doesn't have that comprehension of breaking game mechanics like I did when I was a kid her age. So she's a bit behind me. But she's getting there, right? And when she was getting bored of Minecraft, I said, "You want to play a real game?" And she's like, "Yeah, real game." It's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Here's Happy Wheels." And like I said on the Discord, she's like, "This game looks dumb. I don't want to play it." And then I'm like, "Oh, but watch this." And I fired it up. First stage where you got to outrun the harvester, like wheat harvester, on a lawnmower. And I couldn't find the accelerator, and I got mulched. And she was like, "Ha ha 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 ha." And I'm like, "All right, give me a sec." I'm trying to figure it out. Then I did a wheelie on it and then flipped over and broke my neck. And she was in hysterics. And then when you did a jump over the giant tray to escape the harvester, but then I hit a child and then tripped and then broke and my neck snapped off and then my body exploded, she laughed at gruesome violence, which is what I did as a child. So I think she's getting there, you know, accepting reality. She didn't get far in it, but I reckon she will. She'll pick it up again. I want to play the Happy Wheels game again. Because, see, my childhood was filled with video game violence, and I turned out A-OK, alright? Only a few 3 blows to the head and maybe CTE. But that was outside of my control. You know? And look, she's already at like third grade reading level. So something's going right. You know why she's getting better at reading? Because she has to read what the monkeys do. And I mean, this is pretty simple for a child to read. They probably wouldn't truly understand all of the adjectives, but they can get that, you know, for and layers, and you go, oh, layers is like, you got the red balloon, and then the red balloon comes from the blue balloon, and then the blue balloon comes from the green balloon. So she can figure that out. They'd be like, all right, kids, let's learn to do our taxes through Bloons TD. You see, each time you earn income, you have to take out 0.32.5% for the government. Big monkey man. Oh, Pat Futzy. Pat Futzy is a politician, and he's made tax legislation in Bloonville. TD6. But when you purchase certain monkey upgrades, you get a discount off your taxes at the end of this match to save money and get a refund. Yeah. But then you got to explain to gamers what a Medicare levy tax is. And Pat Futzy's not really good at explaining it because he secretly wants to bring down the public healthcare system. Also, hello. We're talking about learning education through Bloons TD and future business prospects with Ninja Kiwi whenever they want to use one of my many great ideas for expanding the lore of the game. You know, being Kiwis, these guys would take a chance with anything, you know. Now, I still want to believe in the Velociraptor, but I'm unsure. Because what if the Orca is the way to go? Already tried Druid. The problem here is we don't have Moab damage. We can't get Elite Defender. But we also need something that pops camo. And we've got Out Touch. Like, Druid doesn't fit on the bench, so we already lose a lot of DP. Or DSP, you know, DPS here. And so what, his Vine does nothing to the Moabs, right? And we can't get this guy an Elite Defender, we don't have the money. Yeah, but the range is not a problem, it's killing the Moabs, which is the current problem. Although I should probably buy it now. I'm too distracted. Because I'm trying to think of how to pivot into killing Moabs. Because we did this originally with Sniper and Druid, but someone's done a better score. And they've got Moab Clash. Because they got the relic, so we're kind of up the creek. Because that's a score we got to beat, 17,665 with starting on Sniper Monkey Camo. And although Druid does control the waves better, we just lack the damage. I think what we can do, we could Alk and give him some potions. The two Beastmasters were actually doing a pretty good job, but the problem came with mobs once again. Also, we don't need 130 because we've got Alk Touch, so we can just go 030. If you know what I mean. We got Camo Flog, which is +3 to Camo Balloons. Then Alk Touch, where all attacks pop lead. And then we got Box of Chocolates, where we get +100 lives. And somehow we've just got to sort of get through 63 with very little investment. We'll get there, mate. We're not too worried. Like, we're already stuck in second. We can't come first. First team is 40,000 points ahead of us. We're 20,000 points ahead of the third team. This is merely just trying to keep them off Alk Touch. We can put this on strong, but we'll see how we go. Last time we did this, we had better relics, but we've lost all of our relics. I was just experimenting, hoping that there was a better answer. But this is almost quite literally what I did last time when I first started this, and it wasn't good enough to cut it. And I also think Alk can't fit on the bench as well, which means we probably well, we can't place up here, so we haven't misplaced. Oh, we can put him on the bench, nice. That might open up a play. Because if we go here, we've only got a few thousand to work with after that. We'll give it a try. Last time I tried Super Brittle. Well, not Super Brittle, just Brittle. And it didn't work. So I'm hoping Alchemist gives enough DPS to the Sniper Monkey. What really helped last time doing this real cheap was Monkey Boost. Getting enough attack speed so we didn't have to use Elite Defender. If you know what I mean, but we don't have that anymore. We're at the point where one of the opposing teams just got allowed to run amok across the map with no resistance, so we can't really contest much of anything in terms of relics and banners. we'll probably upgrade Sniper Monkey and then hold off until 40. So we got a checkpoint. Also, we can't return home to, you know, cheat the system. We have to restart by scratch because they've already taken this tile. We've gone to intercept them before they took it off us, so we didn't lose our touch. So if I stuff up, I just have to restart the entire map. Oh, well, hello, Luca. You're here watching us suffer, really. Trying to take back our touch without using the home button. We have to just restart if we lose and do it from scratch. Trial and error. CT. We're trying to keep Alchemist Touch. I really would prefer not losing Alchemist Touch because the enemy team has better relics than us, and this is like the last best relic we've got. Because everyone else in the game just sort of gave up on our side of the island. And the only problem with this formation is we're just shy of killing the fortified Moabs on 63. Yeah, it's like Clan Wars, but it's called Contested Territories. And you play on a map with randomized tiles, which are basically maps pulled from the main game. And you have, like, you know, time attack. And then you got like scores for least upgrades and then least cash spent, which is what this one is. I reckon we can beat their score. Then you take tiles for points, and there's like a point ticker every 1 hour. And your clan has like 15 members in it, and you know, you'll get like 4 tickets to play the game, and whoever doesn't get to use their tickets goes into a reserve ticket pool. So even if you have people who don't play, you can still use their tickets on their behalf. But it is better to have active players as much as you can. But yeah, if you stick around long enough for us to either win or lose this map, you'll see what the Clan Wars map looks like. But we're secured second place easily with only one more day left. We've had I think we've had 2 top 100 teams fighting against. So they're pretty sweaty. We have a public team, so anyone can join. But because we're public, I kick anyone that doesn't play. But also, yeah, we got half the team plays the game, and then the other half just seem to have disappeared from the face of the world. So they're probably going to get executed after this Clan Wars. I'm just going to personally take them to the guillotines, kick them out of the guild. Now, if this doesn't work, then I have no idea what will. I think we've got 3 more tickets to use up after this as well. That's looking dodgy. I blackboarded every single beginner one, and I was working on intermediate, but then got a bit busy. I think it's pretty easy to blackball the whole game, to be honest with you. The only map that actually gives me trouble is Clockwork. Probably Clockwork. And there was another map that I found pretty hard. But every other map in the game is pretty easy. You just got to figure out what your, you know, go-to tech is, right? I just use Sorter and Glue Gunner for almost everything. Like Chimps, Impoppable, works on every map that's not expert. Now we got to get ready. This is 63 is where we tend to lose on this. And we really cannot afford any other upgrades except for maybe Druid Reach. Okay, here we go. I need you to be on strong. Oh, not again. There's no way we're living that. No. Close though. And that was on 60. Oh well. $600 dues. Let's go. It's about sending a message. This is gonna hurt. We're so close, but we can't. Not without breaking budget. No, it's least cash. You can't. We can't spend more than this. Or else we just don't win. It's least cash. And Druid's the only thing that keeps the things in line. What it could be... because this is how much money we have to use. We can't use anything more than this much, right? So if you sell something, it still counts towards money being spent. So it's not worth selling unless it's there is one strat, but very rare, where you make you buy a banana farm and you sell it on the 10th turn once it's already made its money to get more money to upgrade. is the rare case where you would do that in least cash, but in this game mode, in Clan Wars, it's like you spend this money, then it subtracts, and then you just can't. If you spend more, it doesn't let you take the tile, and then you've just wasted your ticket. That's why I'm not. That's why I don't get Elite Defender, because we just don't have the money to buy Elite Defender. It's already like more expensive than this, like 2,000 off. I'll give this the last try. We might have to give Pink Team their relic and just call it a day. I don't want to sit here for another 7 hours and suffer. Lose my mind. I'd like... If they've got Bloons Sabotage or Moab Clash, then they're unoptimal. And that's probably the sad part, right? If I had Moab Clash or Bloons Sabotage, I could have done this so much better. Don't worry, I'm just coping. You can't join a clan mid CT event. That would be a bit exploitable, don't you think? The devs already thought about that. Mate, I'd be getting everyone from the internet into my team in rotation. I'd be like, all right, one guy, use your 4 tickets and kick him out. Next guy, use your 4 tickets. Next guy, use your 4 tickets. I'll boot them out. I'll pay them. But yeah, I'll show you the map after this. I can't leave the map because there's a trick, right? Where if you return home before losing and then go back into the map through the save, you don't use your monkey money. But if I was to do that right now, I can't reclaim this tile back because they've already taken it, and I'm exploiting it a little bit. Because I started the map before they took it over, I can still play it and keep the relic. Hence why I'm really dead set on not losing this. But I think we've lost it. If Jungle Bounty does not save us, we're done. So we're going to go 0-4-0 on Druid. And then we're going to do bottom path Sniper again, but then Alchemist will just have to have least, least upgrades on their buff. And we just have to hope we got more DPS to kill the fortifieds. I think we can. Like, we were so close. Also, I should probably get Druid of Jungle in a second before he bleed out. We don't need hard thorns because we've got Alchemist Touch, which is a relic which lets any attack pop lead balloons. So we don't need to waste money on this. And it's hence why I haven't got bouncing bullets or the next upgrade on this guy. Because in contested territories, you got these relics that like add variables to your attacks, and there's one relic that we really like, which is called Royal Treatment, where all attacks pop purple balloons. So even magic monkeys like Wizard Monkey can pop purple balloons, and that's like pretty good for races, where you could just slap down a Wizard Monkey, slap on the time attack extra round start, and then just have Wizard Monkey destroy all purples without dying to them. And then there's one where all attacks do +3 to Moabs, which is insane. Now we do have camouflaged where all attacks do like +1 or +2 to camo balloons, which is pretty good for Sniper Monkey. Especially with him having the shrapnel. But what we need is Moab damage. So we should be able to get enough for this guy. We only got 6,000 left, right? Now here's the problem. Bounty is like a lot. So poor Aoki. Oh my god. You know what? Maybe we can still afford to pass without that. But we do need those $600. Ooh. It's gonna be tight. No. So it means we've gone over. Ah, fuck it. Whatever. Whatever. Let him have it. Whatever. I'm not sitting here for another 2 hours sweating it when we already, like, came second. Oh, what the? You see this Setapay? They're still on it. Unless that's a bug. Let's double check that. Yeah, it was a bug. Oh, good. I was going to say, if they were still on that ready for me to win, yeah, we're yellow. We don't choose our colors. It's all random. So we got 4 people who don't play the game. This guy's free because he probably got sick or something, but he's been an active player. But this is the map, right? And here's the tiles, right? Click a tile, you get a map. Let's try this one, right? So it's least cash. 47 rounds. You get these monkeys. Here's your relics. And they give you these relics, right? You can join after CT. But I don't have a Discord, so you're just going to have to remember this name. Probably copy that team code. And then, you know, after CT event, you just slap that team code in, because I'm going to boot these people the second CT's over. They'll be gone, 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 gone. Even chimps. Even this guy, he's gone. Sending him to the zoo. And Pink, who's our opponent, so just the bane of us at the moment. All active players. Private, competitive. But yeah, as you can tell, Pink has clearly won. We've got a day and a half. And we're already in second with like 2,000, 20,000 points ahead. And the other team's 30,000 points ahead of us. So yeah. Basically, we're just playing the game for points at this point. Oh, that's the best part. We don't. We did the talking here. This isn't like The thing is with Bloons, this isn't really a game where you need to sit down and like strategize. There may be one where it's like, hey, I'm having problems taking this map. What's your advice? But really, it's not that hard. I mean, I already have a Discord. We just haven't set it up for Bloons. Yeah, I think Sharpshooter's pretty good here. Oh, this feels so much better. We're no longer in a round 63 sweat mode map. And we have monkey knowledge to work with. Oh, it feels so good. Smile, Remora. We're actually having fun. We're no longer in the trenches. And we're just going to pick on green. Because green team's getting a little feisty. They're trying to play the game for points, but I don't think they're going to beat us. And we got enough money to work with. Like, this is pretty crazy. Like, we could buy 2 sharpshooters and we should be able to down the Moab pretty easily. And this is just, this is literally what contested territories is. It's just us playing random Bloons maps that you could play already, but against other people who are sweaty. Probably in their mid-30s, unemployed. You know, play Dota 2 all day or something. Make $5 a month and, you know, wondering where their lives went wrong. Or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Anyway, we can get our sharpshooter. And I think the next monkey can go... What's his range? Pretty far, so... Pretty sure we can put him in and we can double up. On one... Yeah, we can. Because when he upgrades, he'll reach there. This should be a pretty easy breezy map. Even Super Monkey Fan Club could do well on this. Which is middle path. Oh, just breaks the budget. Yeah. And I think we got 2 more tickets after this one. Because you got to redeem them. And because we didn't do that Alchemist Touch map. Oh, yeah, we don't have Alchemist Touch. Just remembered. We don't have Alch Touch. Good thing I just spoke about that. That would have been disastrous. But yeah, Luca, what do you do on the daily if it's not Bloons TD? A fun game developed by Ninja Kiwi and their, you know, many other mobile games that I've never touched in my life. Because if I'm not playing this game, I'm playing Skullgirls. And I have not been playing Skullgirls for 2 weeks. Because of this game, and now I feel like I've unlearnt the game and I have to go back and, you know, back to lab and retrain again. Now we don't want glaives. We should be fine with these two. If we panic, we can buy glue gunner. Yeah, cool. So 2 sharpshooters will just get us through this easy. Then we'll move on to the next map. Because this is all it's going to be. We're going to just do the simple maps because it's been 3 hours and 30 minutes and I feel like almost 2 hours was on one map. I think I'm going to chill. I'm going to chill and do the easy maps. I don't think it's worth trying to sweat and do the hard ones. Maybe next CT event. Oh yeah, one thing to know if you didn't know is I think they removed RNG from this game, so even though there's a crit mechanic, it's almost like they will crit every X amount of attacks, like predetermined. So crit mechanic isn't really too bad since it's not true RNG. So you can be quite safe on trusting in crit. Cool. Easy peasy. I mean, the Bloons wiki probably has the information on. I just presumed. Oh, Red's awake. I got 1 ticket left. Oh, and I can finally go to bed. Oh, yes. All right. Well, pink is completely destroying us to the point where we're going to keep migrating north. I was actually curious what this relic is. When we take this green tile, we'll find out, and I'll let Pika know. Ooh, we get to play Corvus. Time attack too. Let's go.
I walk.
Ooh,
with
3 minutes.
spirits.
Ooh.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. What is in this book? Hungers. Fly, spirits, we are free. What is in harvest? Are we hunting?
Oh, come on. It's not too much.
Are we hunting? Ah, yes. Be not a fly. What is it?
Easy. Although unoptimal. Moab mine. Ooh. Now that's one way we can get the Arc Touch back. So that's Camo Trap. That's Royal Treatment. That's Moab mine. No idea what these are. I reckon we should also investigate what this is. I'm gonna laugh if that's Mob Clash right there and we've just been sleeping on it. But yeah, this is contested territories, which I just call clan wars, right? There's a leaderboard. So we're top 10%. I'm top 25% players, but that's because we've been annihilated by pink team. It's gonna come second. We get a lot less money than what I just shield out for retries on that No Man's Land map. Then we get trophies, a random power up, and a fun little badge. And then you spend the trophies on these like team flares, right? Oh wow, someone's pitched in for Beanbag Monkey. And then these guys get thrown onto your little Monkey Island base here. So Beanbag Monkey can go here, or there, or there. You can get an octopus or a squid there. Get something flying up here. Oh yeah, and I'll show you the black bordered maps as well. Oh, we got a achievement. So that's all the beginner done. And then we got started on intermediate, which is pretty easy. Like water park as well, pretty easy. I can see myself doing this pretty easy. And that, and this, and that. And this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and that. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. So they're all easy. Now the advanced ones might be a little bit problematic. I was doing this a bit, but then I'll stop. But this one's not too bad. This one's just, you can cheese a little bit. Geared is one that toyed around with a bit. It's one of the first maps I started on. Oh, what's this? This is a friend request. No, oh. It's an icon. Big monkey tails. Oh, okay. Don't know what that was. But yeah, you want to do every map and win? You just play Sorter. If you want to do it in style,
Let the madness begin.
you do Gwendolyn. But you can just do it with Sorter. And you'll just win every single map. Give her Glue Gunner. If you want to be boring, you play Geraldo, who just is a one-man army. And we've already done Odyssey for this week. In fact, I better check on that. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, we did. I prefer Odyssey Extreme, where, you know, you use one monkey, you can't use them for the rest of the journey. So anything that's not extreme is pretty easy. Oh, that's a good score. Wonder what he's doing here. Is that like an invitation to join their guild? Get out of here, pal. No, I got my own. But you're doing pretty good at it, eh? Beat Pika. Pika did kind of sleep though. Where are you on the leaderboards? You would be 10th place. I'm fighting for 4th against some other guy. But I don't think I'm getting 3rd. We just got bullied too much by pink team. Now I will check how many active players does green have now. So I got 10. Unless you don't count this guy. They must be friends if they're all assistant mayors. Purple, I said it every time I look at them, they were dead on arrival. Just one guy, Ninja Dan, played for a microsecond and then just got obliterated. And then 1982 gang, which their leader really let them down. But this Dr. Sativa, I'd probably add him to my team. Oh, you can add him. Ah, so that's what the other guy did. But yeah, you can't really join. Unless they changed it. You have to wait for it to be over. And blue team just sort of gave up. Sort of. They didn't really tackle the high score ones. They just sort of did the easy tiles. And then we just sort of kicked them out. So yeah, that's CT in a nutshell for today, basically. Nothing exciting. We're just basically watching, you know, the sand fall down the hourglass, really, until we get our rewards, which doesn't even cover the amount of money I spent on retries. I think we're in 2,400 now in debt. It's getting too real. That's right. That's like what? 3 hard maps or 3 hard modes. It's not too bad. I mean, I got plenty of monkey dollars. I just haven't spent them on the heroes, which I probably should. Also, Rosalina's pretty fun. You can switch between her 2 weapons, the laser beams for Moabs, and then you use her blue grenade launcher. Like, it's like a plasma grenade launcher for all of the clusters, and she gets like a you know, Robo's head drone salvos. She gets an ability like that where she just shoots missiles at the balloons, and then she gets a jetpack which acts like pursuit helicopter. So she has like a few abilities. And she probably does the same kind of damage as a top path ninja monkey does. Oh yeah, and she gets like a mine that attaches itself to a Moab and explodes like an alchemist, you know, Moab coat, where when they blow up, they just do a big AoE. Like, she's a new hero that came out recently. But I haven't found it that useful when this character exists. This character exists, you know. This character exists, but it's rarely available in CT because you could just pass the entire game with him. And this guy. And we don't talk about this guy. We like Gwendolyn though. Oh well. We're off to bed. Our suffering is done. For now. We've accepted our fate that we're never going to see Alchemist Touch ever again. And tomorrow we're probably just going to cruise through, ramble about stuff from an era no one remembers. Probably Prestige too, because I think we're pretty close to Prestiging, given the experience levels up there. And I'll probably stream a lot earlier as well. Had a headache for half the day, so I didn't really stream. Anyway, Remora's going to make me tea. I'm going to go to sleep. And then, yeah, recover from this headache. I'll have a good night or morning. I'm going to rest. And then also maybe play Skullgirls too at some point when I don't sleep. Bye-bye.